How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Riles back with another video. We already did our top 10 best figures that were non-Marvel Legends and our top 10 best Marvel Legends. I don't think there's enough overall figures that aren't Marvel Legends that were bad releases this year that I picked up personally. Something that comes to mind would be the Beast Kingdom Rick and Morty, just because they don't stand up and they're really top heavy and they're so loose jointed. That's why they weren't in my top 10 video. I just removed them considering the scale and all that other stuff included, so they weren't in there. But overall it was a pretty solid year for releases, but Marvel Legends did have some misses, as many hits as they had, because 2024 was a great year for Marvel Legends. And I'm gonna say the last figure on my list is not a bad release, it's just lacking. And there's other things like the skin tone and all that stuff that don't match the other releases that came out this year, so it's just very hard to use it with head swaps and all that stuff. And it's specifically that one version because of that, and that really sucks. And I don't know why they gave him the I'll talk about it when we get to the video. But regardless, with all that, the rules are released this year. Marvel Legends could be in a 2-pack, could be the whole 2-pack itself. Doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad figure, it's just lacking something or disappointing to me for some reason. So those are the rules. With all that being said, let's get into the top 10 worst Marvel Legends of 2024. Like I said before, some of these figures being in here, it is not to say that this is a bad figure. It is to say that there are problems that they had addressed in the same character's releases earlier this year. Now, the first problem that he has is, you see the sculpted arm hair on his arm. Well, I'm gonna try to make it so you can see it. You can see that, right? The ridges and bumps where the arm hair is supposed to be painted. Well, you know, they did that with 2 other Wolverine releases this year. So you can see the Astonishing Wolverine right next to him, and you see the arm hair is painted. It's sculpted on there and painted. And also, you can see that his skin tone is pinkish and rosy. I'm speaking to the Astonishing Wolverine, because the X-Men 97 Wolverine has very yellow skin. Like, his skin is yellow. It's not like he's tan. He's just kind of, I want to get this off here so you can see it better. See how Astonishing is pinkish and this Wolverine is yellow? That means you cannot swap a different Wolverine head or unmasked head on him, because they will not match, because the color is so different. Our number 9 worst Marvel Legends of 2024 is Spider-Man 2029 from Across the Spider-Verse Wave 2, because first of all, his skin tone is way too pale. There's another reason right there. Sometimes he'll just randomly fall over on my shelf, not because he has like bad articulation, but he has loose ankles, which is the worst spot for him to be loose, because he's such a top heavy figure. And then also, I had to glue one of the fins like a day after I got it. It just broke off. I wasn't even messing with it. I just picked him up and I had seen that the fin had snapped off. So I don't know if it came loose when I got him out of the packaging or what happened. Plus, I got it because I wanted a new $20.99, because that one on the Pizza Spidey is so ugly. But I guess we're really going to have to wait for a new 616 release to get a good one. Plus, he doesn't even have a butterfly joint. So yeah, number 9 is Spider-Man 2099. Our number 8 worst Marvel Legend of the year is Icarus from the Zabu Wave. Not a terrible figure, but it's another team that they probably won't finish for a long time. He is pinless and all new sculpt, and that is very nice. But he doesn't really fit anywhere on my shelf, because like I said, there's no other Eternals other than Cersei, and she's with the Avengers and Black Knight. So what do we do about Icarus? I don't want to get rid of him because I like the head sculpt, and like I said, it's brand new sculpt on him, so he's like a decent looking figure. But as far as like necessity and practicality of getting this figure, other than for the bath piece, it's kind of a mess. So that's why he is our number 8 spot. Our number 7 spot goes to the Secret Wars Wave Beyonder, not because he's a bad figure, but he is very plain, and this is a version of the character that did not show up into Secret Wars number 2, because the Beyonder in Secret Wars 1 is kind of unseen. He's just a bright cosmic energy light source kind of thing. So, you know, to put him in the Secret Wars Wave 1 instead of, say, Volcana, who we have no release of, and is the only figure we would have needed for a complete Secret Wars shelf. It's just like, why did you pick Beyonder? You could have given, you know, you could have done a wave 2 of Secret Wars and done that, or given Battle World to somebody else and just save this release for later. But, you know, you wasted it on the Beyonder, who doesn't even show up like this until Secret Wars 2. So he is our number 7 worst. So our number 6 and 5 spot go to the 2-pack of Rogue and Destiny, not because they're bad figures or they weren't needed. First appearance Rogue is great. I did put the Outback Rogue on her for an X-Men 97 look. They just came with no accessories, so they had no alternate head sculpts. Rogue had this short, kind of smirky head sculpt. I don't want to grab it out right now. And Destiny came with a different set of hands, and Rogue came with a different set of hands, and that was it. No effect pieces, no extra head sculpts. They're both pinless, which is great. We hadn't had Destiny before, which is also great. She is Rogue's adopted mother, along with Mystique. So we needed her for the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and this Rogue works for Secret Wars. She works for the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and she works for X-Men 97. So she is a versatile body, so this is not a bad pack. And like, sometimes it goes over value. And like, as I'm ranking these, I tried to like do like the least worst best as far as like value and all that stuff. So that's why these guys are sitting right in the middle, because I like the figures. I think the value for the money is terrible. Our number 4 worst Marvel Legends this year is the Quicksilver. And once again, it comes to value and what you're included with. You get an awesome new head sculpt, which is not on here. It's on the old Quicksilver body, because that's the Avengers look. And this is the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants look. He doesn't have that flippy hair. That's up there. Like I said, I don't want to bother grabbing head sculpts and all that stuff, because these are how they're sitting on my shelf. So this is how they're displayed. He didn't come with open running hands. He came with these kind of like gesturing hands and some fists. So that's kind of a bummer. And that's just what it comes down to. Also, he's on the Starfire buck with small shoulders. You can see the shoulder gap. It's just awful. And I hate that. So any release without fixed shoulders on the Sunfire is automatically bad, in my opinion. Our number 3 worst Marvel Legends of the year is Bushmaster, because he is ugly. He has reused pin legs, which they could have given him pinless legs. They have them. And he's got, you understand why this is weird. And he also has a finger that's long and veiny and weird. And I don't like him. He's ugly. I understand that he's a bad guy. I'm not going to get rid of him. He's sitting with my Punisher and Daredevil villains. So, like, yeah, he has a spot in the shelf, but he's just a hideous figure. Like, the head sculpt is nice, but he's just got that ugly, his weird little rat tail to his weird big phallic arms and fingers. Bushmaster is our number 3 worst Marvel Legends of 2024. Number 2 is Bloodstorm from the Black Heart Build-It figure wave. Now, she's not a bad character. It's just a lot of old reuse. No new double pinned arms. Older pinned legs that were reused from the Secret Wars Storm right here. So same exact legs and boots. Torso's different, arms are different, but they could have updated the legs at least to give us a better, another female buck actually. So at least from the waist down, we would have had another female buck. But instead, they reused the old Storm 80s punk look for the legs and did a new upper torso. Actually, I don't even think that's new upper torso. I think, no, it is new as far as I'm concerned. But Aurora Bloodstorm from an alternate universe where she became a vampire, just not up to snuff. So she's our number 2 worst figure of 2024. It wouldn't be a Rowdy Riles top 10 without Spider-Man on it, would it? But our number 1 worst Marvel Legends of the year is Spider-Man from the VHS Vulture and Spider-Man 2-pack, because he is on that ugly Sunfire body. We do get some cool head sculpts, like the animated style one and the animated Peter Parker and Flash Thompson head, but the body is dreadful. It is too big. It is a backward step in articulation. We only have ab crunch and an ugly waist cut and those ugly, tiny, gapping shoulders. So it really felt like, especially the hand accessories that we got gripping hands, but they were not the ones from the Amazing Fantasy. They were the reused gripping hands with fingernails, just painted over with red web lines and red. So a lot of sloppy reuse here. they've reused this book a couple of times since his release, and since I think they may have used it before. Like, was there... No, the Sunfire Quicksilver came out after. Is there another Sunfire body? I don't know. I think this is the first one, and their reasoning was probably like, people are going to buy Spider-Man. Doesn't matter if it's bad. We'll get a new buck out of it, and they get the new retro, or the new animated series Vulture, which, like, the only reason to buy this 2-pack would be for the Vulture, and I even got it for that, and I replaced it with the classic Vulture because the animated one just wasn't doing it. He wasn't old and classic looking enough. So really, it's kind of a bummer of a 2-pack. I mean, if you collect the animated series, good for you because you get that head sculpt, better bodies to put it on, and then you get that animated Vulture. But as far as Marvel Legends Spider-Man, this is like pizza Spidey buck as far as how bad it is. Just, it has boot cut, but all that torso articulation is gone and wasted. So it's a big step back, especially for a Spider-Man. So surprisingly, our number one worst figure is Spider-Man. I really don't think there's too many surprises or too many things out of left field for me, except for maybe the X-Men 97 Wolverine. And he's not even a bad figure. He's the best of this bunch, obviously, but it's the skin color that throws me off, because as you can see, he's the most yellow out of everyone here. Everyone else is like pink, and Wolverine is yellow, like he's got jaundice or he's got scurvy and he needs to eat some vitamin C. So, you know, there's my worst Marvel Legends. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you are not subscribed. Like the video, please like it. A lot of you watch the video and then you don't like it, and you watch it all the way through and you don't like it. So just hit the like button for me. It helps out the channel. We are growing a little bit. We've hit a couple subscribers, hit the algorithm a little bit recently. So, you know, share if you guys think someone else would like to see this video. Check out the Patreon. Check out the giveaways. Do all that stuff. Be brave. Be strong. I love you. I will see you next time, and bye-bye.